leader in India has shown how the COVID crisis can be tackled. She is the health minister of a small state in South India called Kerala. She is a mother of two schoolboys. She was a teacher of science. Today, there are only 3 deaths per 1,000 infections in Kerala as compared to the all India average of 10 deaths per 1,000 infections. Shelja teacher depended on science over superstition. She knew right in the beginning when the first case hit Kerala what to do. She quarantined those who had COVID. She contact traced those who had come in contact with the people who had COVID, and she continued to do so because she's part of a government which plans for the people. She is herself a mother of two schoolboys. She was a teacher, constantly in touch with children. In designing a health policy, she thought about the family and she thought about the needs of the family. It made all the difference. We really have to understand the difference between top down leadership, which is not in contact with families, which is not in contact with women or children, and leadership which is bottom up. People want the government to invest more in health and education. And here we should also talk about what kind of investment. The BJP government, the national government in Delhi, has increased, say, food for children in schools, some budget. But then we look at where the money is going, that's actually going to buy products of multinational corporations. And it's a far cry from the mothers forming small Anganwadi groups and cooking fresh food, culturally appropriate food for their children. They've slashed the Anganwadi budgets, which were the midday meal programs in schools, and shifted the money to buy products of multinationals. How is that going to help any child? It only cuts into the government expense. One of the main reasons was a vote against their mismanagement of COVID, where they went and depended on superstition over science, lack of planning and foresight, which of course is connected to not listening or getting feedback from the people or from civil society. And of course, reduction in health budgets successively year after year. In Kerala, of course, the Kerala government increased the health budget. They took cognizance of the urgency of the COVID pandemic and how dangerous it could be right at the beginning, and created systems and structures to deal with it, like oxygen plants, like hospital beds, like better health systems in general, which they in Kerala too. Of course, the rates of infection are going up because Kerala is not an island. But the more important thing is that people are getting treated and cured. And this is not a foreign country, it's a state of India. So India can easily follow Kerala's example and solve its crisis very easily. I hope the Prime Minister creates a national task force and he makes Shelja teacher in charge and people rise above party lines. She has asked India to nationalize its healthcare. While you are preparing policies and laws to do that, why not at least increase budgets as an emergency measure for healthcare to order more vaccines, onboard more medical personnel, increase hospital beds, and increase supplies of oxygen? And what the government really needs to do is make all these essential medicines freely available for no money, vaccines available for no money, oxygen cylinders available for no money, and have their district health centers revived and made functional for 24/7 hours.